It's a gray day here, very rare here in Florida. The sun will come out in an hour, I'm sure. Anyway, interesting dilemma that I have here that I've never experienced before is I don't have a place to get rid of dirt when I do landscaping. You know, every house I've had, when, you know, I was digging out some stuff there and then I dug out over here. You know, that's why I flattened a bunch of dirt in here. I'm going to probably be able to flatten some more in there and then just put some landscape fabric down. But at every house I've had in the past, I've always had somewhere to dump stuff, over a hill, in an alley. Who knows, you know. But here the HOA, they're so strict, there ain't nowhere to put nothing.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. So in today's episode, I'm going to be kind of taking you through my day yesterday, but also talking a little bit more about the N-Ext products and why I've chosen to use them, why I like them, and why I think you should too. I'll put a link here on the screen so you can skip to where you can get just the tip. So I started the day getting everything unloaded here. I didn't get a chance to put these in the ground yet, and I didn't even really want to source them from Home Depot, but I didn't have another choice. Nobody else can get these, not even local guys. So, by the way, you guys think it's funny that I put everything in my Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. That's because I hate car payments, but check out this total savage. I wonder what his car payment is.
Lawn's struggling a little bit. I've been out of town for a week and I did not have irrigation going, so the Bermuda, and we got a little bit of cold. The Bermuda actually just stopped growing. That's in there, so you see that, and even the St. Aug's a little twisted up. See that? See how it's curled? I know you guys are gonna say, "Oh, your blade's not sharp," but whatever. But look at, see how those fold over? When they fold over, that's telling you there's not enough water. And then, of course, when you look across at folded over leaves like that, doesn't look that good. Kind of gives you that cast, but definitely need to sharpen up the blade too. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Actually, what I'm going to do, look at that pollen. Crazy. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, because I'm pressed for time or lazy, you call it one or the other, that one the blades need to be sharpened. This one they don't. That one cuts faster. This one cuts slower just because of its width, obviously, but I love this mower, so I'm going to mow with this one just because the blades don't need to be sharpened. So there you go. This guy will get put away until it's time to sharpen the blades. Before any of you ask, no, I'm not bagging, I'm mulching. See, this is called the Clip Director. You can move this so it's in mulch mode, but I figure there's no better place to store the bag than on the mower, so I just leave it there while I mow, because again, why would I take it off? It's a great storage spot. Plus it looks cool. Got the badging on there and everything over by there.
So I know you guys have been waiting quite a while for my review of this Honda mower, and I promise you it's coming up soon. But just so you know, I love it. It's a great mower. But you want to know if I love it more than my Toro, don't you? Better subscribe. Alright, so let's go over my soil test. I don't know how, I hope the audio will be okay in here. I'm actually in the garage. Look at that, got some things mounted today. Anyway, this is kind of a cool little setting, look at that. Here, let's do some quick light work. Look at this, because I'm going to have this cigar a little bit later. Let's have a little fun. Ready? Quick montage.
so when you're looking at a soil test, the first thing I want you to look at is, number one, is your grass green and healthy? Just go get a visual on it. I don't care what the soil test says. If your grass is growing healthy in the spot that it's in, that means it's adapted to its conditions, and that's a positive. And that brings on the second thing, which is I don't want you to think that you have to correct all of these things, and especially not in one application. You don't have to go in here and go, oh, I gotta find a fertilizer that hits all of these things. No, this is just a single snapshot in time, which is point number 3. This is the soil savvy test, so this is not telling me what the soil's potential is. This is telling me what is actually available for the plant to take in right now. So this is literally a snapshot in time. As we improve the soil using the N-Ext and RGS and all those, see them over by there, that's going to improve the soil's ability to nourish the plant naturally, and that's really what we're going for here, and that's why we're using those products. So the other thing that is not on this test is an organic matter test. So on the old school or traditional soil tests, they will tell you the amount of organic matter that's in the soil, in your soil, and the reason they do that is because they typically add that in, whatever percent of organic material is, they add that into their algorithm, and they kind of say, hey, that means there should be more nitrogen available, there should be more other products, other nutrients available because of the amount of organic matter in the soil, and so it's part of their calculation. But remember, that's more for farmers. That's the other thing. A lot of these soil tests, you know, they're designed for farmers who are going to put in a crop for a single season. They're going to fertilize to grow that crop. They're going to take that crop off and away, and essentially take a lot of the nutrients that they put in away. So that's why most soil tests are done, not necessarily for lawns. So anyway, because we have a test here that's telling us what's available right now, a literal snapshot in time, we don't necessarily need to know how much organic matter is in the soil. But that is why I've been telling you to use organic fertilizers for all these years. Milorganite, which I have right down over by there. Because organic fertilizers, they help the soil to become more healthy. They increase soil biotic activity. They also help to increase the soil's ability to release nutrients, retain nutrients. There's a lot of advantages to using organics. And then again, that's why some of you also will compost. I don't typically compost because I don't know the nitrogen levels in that. It's not consistent. That's why I choose to just use all organic fertilizers and throw her down, baby boy, because I want to get as much in as I can. Do I want the N? Do I want the green? Yeah. With that, let's just see what I need. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here is I am not applying traditional fert to this part of the lawn. That lighting's good until you need to look at something. So this is the area of the lawn. Here. So this is the area of the lawn that we're talking about back here. It's 500 square feet, 468. I did like a square off. I didn't do the whole right triangular dealio, but either way, it's 500 square feet. So that's the area I'm treating. I am not putting any fert back there at all. Just the N-Ext products and, you know, pre-emergents and herbicides, of course. So that's where this sample came from. And the reason we're doing this, again, snapshots in time, I'm only going to use those products and we're going to take more snapshots throughout the year. However, you can see that we are N deficient. And I expected that, obviously. I told you I hadn't put anything down on this for, you know, since last fall. So no problem there. We're going to get that from lightning storms, I hope. And then as you know, some of the products have N in them. This is the Green-E-Fect. This is actually the most N you can get from us for homeowners available. But, you know, there's other products that come in the BioStem pack. Here's the Microgreen, that comes in the BioStem pack. That's got the micros in it, we'll talk about that. But really the N that I'm gonna get out of those is minimal. I am really going to rely on two things. Number one, I'm gonna rely on lightning storms, which releases natural nitrogen. And number two, I'm gonna rely on the RGS, the Humic 12, the Aerate, all of those products to make the soil more efficient with whatever nitrogen does get put in there. So I'm, number one, relying on Mother Nature to give me lightning, and number two, I'm relying on the products from the RGS and that to optimize my soil so more of that gets used. And of course, again, there is a little bit of N in a couple of the products. Boss, I have no idea why that's way off the charts. My thought is that there's some sort of fill or something that was used when the pool was made and some sort of aggregate, and that's what is causing that. I don't see that being real, but whatever. Not gonna hurt nothing really because the grass is just gonna be like, whatever, dude. So potash, I will get that, and again, in some of the N-Ext products. Focus. As you can see here, Aerate has the potash I'm gonna need, so I'll be using that. It's 5%, so excellent. I mean, we want this because it's gonna really make good topsoil. That's the idea here, is this should really help make your topsoil super rich. But again, we got that potash in there and we definitely need that.
Now, if this was you and you were not on this strict diet of N-Ext products like I am, then what you would want to do is you would want to go straight for the Ringer Lawn Restore, because that's going to give you N and it's going to give you K. I've always said that. I love Milo. You guys know I do. But man, if you're deficient here like this, do a couple apps and then retest. Don't test right after your app. Give it 3 or 4 weeks, but then test again and see where you're at. Give it 4 weeks and then see where it's at. But I'd go right down for the Ringer Lawn Restore and 10 pounds per thousand. Give you a nice pound of N, tons of K, baby. Here we have some other macros: calcium, magnesium, sulfur. We never really talk about those, but they're fine here. So here we go, iron. So I'm gonna get iron from my Microgreen. So not gonna be a problem there. In fact, here, let's get out of the sun again. Products are super active. They jump out of the bottles, no kidding. But I don't wanna mess up my workbench. But here you go. I'm gonna get a lot of my micros right here from the Microgreen. There's sulfur and magnesium in there. I don't really need those, but I do need the iron. And I do need the manganese and I need the zinc. And so that's really why I'm liking this. So there you go. You can see iron, manganese, and zinc very low. So I'll be getting those out of here. What about the copper and the boron? I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, we'll see what happens. Again, these are micronutrients. Everybody freaks out about these too, by the way. Just because this one is as low as that one, they're definitely not correlated. You need so much less of iron. If you look 2 to 4 parts per million, right? And N, you need 8 to 16. That's why these are micros. So don't panic when this takes so little less. Think of these as spoon feeders. We're gonna spoon feed this every 3 weeks at 3 ounces per gallon. I'll probably go 6, but that's what it is. Every 3 weeks at 3 ounces per gallon, especially in the summer in the growing period. We're not in a growing season right now, so I'm not gonna start that quite yet. pH, I'm good. Everybody worries about pH. Listen, if you're using organic fertilizers, don't worry about it. If you're using the N-Ext products, don't worry about it. Let's get the soil in good health, and then we can worry about pH. If you are down here low on the scale and you need to come up a little bit, go ahead and throw down some lime. But seriously, it takes a lot of pounds on the ground, sometimes hundreds of pounds on the ground to move the pH. Like that with lime. However, it's not a bad idea to add it. Get some Magical, something you can get some pelletized lime, some Dolomite lime at the store. Put it down. Probably the max you're going to be able to do out of a homeowner spreader is 10 pounds per thousand with those products because they're kind of janky. So do that. Put it down 10 pounds per thousand in the spring, just because you should, and just because you can, and just because you're hoping for the best. Alright y'all, I'm going to read this as fast as I can while I mix up the epic dose. So first of all, the reason I like these products is because N-Ext stands for nitrogen extension. That tells me that all of the nitrogen I'm already currently throwing her down can be extended. So if I can take my epic doses of Milo and make them stronger, I'm all in. And that's what N-Ext says it should do. You see, the pros, they use this so they can reduce their nitrogen inputs. They can save customers money by reducing application cost. But we don't have to live within those restrictions. We can throw her down, boyo. So with us, we're going to keep throwing down as much in as we want. We're going to keep nailing down the freaking Milo, and we're going to try to extend it even further. Now, I'm doing this little experiment in my backyard because I want to see what I can do with the products alone. So I'm doing a little bit of a controlled test there. And the first thing I'm going to do is throw her down like we know how to throw her down. That's what I'm doing. That's what the Epic Dose is all about.
What you're going to find is that these things are a lot like jazz music. You just have to be in the neighborhood of the right key, and you're going to be just fine.
Another way I think about it is, what if I could just grab another gear in my Hyundai Sonata Hybrid? It's already going down the road super efficient. I just need another gear, man. I need some more horsepower in the hybrid. Second reason is I need a leg up in this hood. There's a lot of people with nice lawns around here. Not just the people that do it themselves, even though I did spy a guy down the road using some Milo today. But even the companies in the area are doing a really good job, and pretty much everybody has irrigation. So I need a leg up here, guys, and I'm hoping to get it here from these next products. Number 3, this is an important one. It does remind me of the days when I fell in love with Milo. I first heard about Milorganite when I was at True Green. I was trying to sell this old man in Oak Lawn, Illinois, lawn service, and he said, "I don't need you. I use Milorganite." And I was like, "Really, man?" And he goes, "Yeah, come out and look at my lawn. It looks way better than any of yours." And I did, and the dude's lawn was blue. So he was like throwing her down. Hats off to you, old man in Oak Lawn, Illinois. That's where I first heard about it, but I didn't really own a house until a few years later, and that's when I started using it and started realizing, wow, this is really good stuff. And that's when I started recommending it to you guys, because I had used it and knew about it and knew it worked. The other thing was about Milo that I love that reminds me of these next products is it's foolproof, meaning you're not going to burn anything, you're not going to hurt anything. Throw her down. And that's number 3, is that you can throw her down. You can scratch the itch with the next products. Throw them down, hose them down, scorch the earth. I'm telling you, just keep it in 3, 6, and 9 ounce batches. Mix them up together. Make cocktails, man.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
Your credit's fine, Mr. Torrance.
I like you, Lloyd. Best
Throw them down.
damn bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine. Or Portland, Oregon, for that matter.
Now, here's the other thing that I like about it. Just like with Milo, in the process of doing that, in the process of over amounts of thrower down, you're actually making your soil healthy. And I think the over amounts of thrower down make the soil healthier faster. At least that's what I'm hoping, and that's why I'm going to continue hosing her down. I did release a basic biostim guide. If you sign up for my newsletter in the description below, click over to my website. I'll go ahead and send that to you. But again, just feel free to mix them up. As a general rule, you can use the RGS all year long, once a month at 3 ounces per gallon, I'd recommend. The others, you should be logical. If you have DeThatch or Aerate, those are spring and fall applications. And then the Microgreen or the Green-E-Fect, the little fertilizer applications or the ones that's got some micros in them, use those in the summer in small amounts. And maybe that's when you do back off your N, because you're not getting as much rain, and you use these micros in these small amounts to spoon feed in some extra deep color.
Oh, it's perfect. It's just starting to rain. Yeah, we can do this one in the rain. Look at how sludgy that is. Look at that. Beauteous Maximus, baby.
Fourth reason I like these products is John Perry looks a lot like George Clooney, and he drinks craft beer. And number 6, I won't go into this too much, but the whole idea of the industry and the way it's going, looking at these products, it reminds me of traditional medicine versus functional medicine. And I won't go into that too much, but functional medicine's become a thing here in the last few years, and it's been taken seriously, and it never was before. And this reminds me a lot of that.
so here we are. Today is Sunday, what, March 18th? I don't know, some St. Patrick's Day weekend. This is Sunday. Giving her a little irrigation. We were still down low in the 30s last night, so St. August trying to check out. I keep it irrigated. That's why you keep it from checking out, as you keep it irrigated, which is not cheap this time of year. You can see over there they don't irrigate, even though they got sprayed. Anyways, you're going to see this really blow green. Literally enjoy the blow of green once the nighttime temps start getting up above 50s, where they should be right now. Until then, just enjoy this foggy fog.